Today on the Indie Wave podcast, we chat with the amazing Hiedi Hyacinth. She's from the Great White North, but can pick a tune even with the greats from way down south. She's headed to Nashville via British Columbia, and she's here today only on the Indie Wave podcast.
Can't take it slow, 'cause you and I are pushing time.
The Indie Wave podcast with That Sailing Guy. That Sailing Guy, also known as Christopher German. In partnership with Glacier FM and broadcasting from the birthplace of grunge, Aberdeen, Washington. Welcome to the Indie Wave Podcast. Welcome to this episode of the Indie Wave Podcast. I'm your host, That Sailing Guy. Most weeks of late, I have been rocking with the punks of Great Britain and chilling with some of the hottest R&B indie artists on the Glacier FM charts. But this is a first for me today. As you may recall, we chatted a few weeks ago with Kurt Gott while he was sipping from wine from a Dixie cup, and happened upon the fact that while he was awarded the best country hit of 2022, his music better fit into the yacht rock scene, a la Jimmy Buffett or even the late great Gordon Lightfoot. This week, however, we have a full-on honky-tonkin' John Deere riding country star from Canada who I think will be heading to Nashville soon to get some of the USA country street cred she deserves. But she's already topping the charts over in Australia, and they just love her back where they fly the maple leaf with pride. Her name is Hiedi Hyacinth, and she's tearing up the charts over at Glacier FM with her hit Rowdy Girl, and making a huge splash on the streaming platforms with her latest hit, I Don't Need the Drama. If you search her out on Spotify, her name pops up right next to Shania Twain, Wynonna, and Miranda Lambert. And someday soon, you're going to hear her belting out her music down at the Ryman. Tonight, however, we sat down to chat with Miss Hyacinth about her indie adventures and her rise up through the indie ranks throughout the world. And she graced us with a few minutes of her time, which we will have for you in its entirety just after we share a few minutes of the reason why Glacier FM fell in love with her. Her song, Rowdy Girl. And after that, we will feature her latest hit, I Don't Need the Drama. So without further ado, here she is, folks, Hiedi Hyacinth with her hit, Rowdy Girl.
Going for a ride in my old truck, load up the boys in my shotgun, light a fire up on the hill, drink a little moonshine from a still. Got a beat up cowboy hat on, Hank Williams and a Pantera song, blasting out of my stereo. Let's have one more before we go. I'm a rowdy girl, what can I say? It ain't my fault, I was born this way. Ready or not, I'm coming in hot, 'cause baby it's time to play. I'm a rowdy girl, yeah, 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 yeah. I hate to count you settle down, but I'll take you out and paint the town. Tell you all right from the start, don't fall for me, I'll just break your heart. I'm a rowdy girl, what can I say? It ain't my fault, I was born this way. Ready or not, I'm coming.
Hey there, folks. We have an incredible person here today. She is an amazing rocker. She's an amazing country star. She's got a hell of an energy. And I'm going to read you a little bit from her YouTube page. Hiedi Hyacinth. On stage, Hiedi Hyacinth's powerhouse personality comes alive. Whether it was the first time she held a hairbrush in her hand, imitating her childhood influences, Shania Twain and Faith Hill, in the family living room as a little girl, or high up on the stage, belting out her originals from her first EP release party, Heidi's owns the stage. There's an undeniable passion and energy to Hyacinth's presence, and she has the vocals to back them up. Hiedi Hyacinth's voice is unique, but if you must compare, she has been compared to Gretchen Wilson and Miranda Lambert. And with that being said, I can't come up with anything better. So Hiedi, put your face on this screen. Let's talk to you, and let's get down to this thing, shall we?
Hi, how's it going?
It's going very, very well. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, thank you. Thanks for having me on the show.
It is absolutely my pleasure. And well, let's talk about. I've been going through your discography today. I've gone through all your stuff. We found you on Glacier FM for Rowdy Girl. That's the song we just played. And talk to me a little bit about how you came to the indie world and how you got your song up on Glacier FM and how it's all going and where you're going. And tell me the whole story. I want to know it all.
Well, I did actually. Rowdy Girl was my first album. It was my first EP, and I did a whole bunch of songs with that one. And then I actually just released my new single to radio. It's called I Don't Need the Drama.
Uh-huh.
And that one just got #1 actually in Australia, so I'm pretty proud about that.
Well, you should be very stoked about that.
Yeah, I'm super stoked. And I did. This is actually I Don't Need the Drama is my third single to radio this year, and I got all #1s this year in Australia. So,
well, so as Australia goes, so goes the rest of the world. We hope, yes.
Yeah, I'm hoping so.
Now, tell me where you're coming from. You're over. You're in Canada, but you're over in the Maritimes, right?
No, actually, I'm up in BC in British Columbia.
Oh, okay. So you're in the cold territory. Very, very cold territory, as a matter of fact.
It's actually pretty warm here now.
Is it really? Well,
Yeah.
I'm in Washington State right now. We just had hail and snow last night, so who knows what's going on with the weather these days? But
Right.
but tell me, how did you get your country chops? I mean, this is a very American way to look at the whole thing, of course. But if you don't come from the streets of Atlanta, you're not allowed to sing country in a lot of people's minds. So tell me about country up there in Canada.
How I got country up here in Canada? I don't really. It's just my favorite genre. I think I don't know. I just started listening to Shania Twain and Faith Hill and stuff when I was a kid, and I just took to it, and I could sing that the best. And I don't know. I just love it.
Oh yeah. Well, so what are you doing right now? Where are you touring? What's going on in your world?
My team's actually putting together a winery and brewery tour, so it's going to be across British Columbia, straight to Victoria Island. And then I have a bunch of shows in Alberta in the summertime as well.
Okay.
Yeah. Hopefully,
Well, then,
I'll be coming down to the States maybe next year.
Well, that's what I wanted to find out. So if you do make it down here, what is going to be your focus? Where are you going to head?
I haven't really thought about it actually that far yet, but
I do think they're going to love you down in Nashville, so you have to put Nashville on your tour there.
For sure.
And if you're going to swing through the West Coast, please stop into little old Washington State, because I'd love to come and make a visit with you as well. But
yeah, for sure.
but tell me a little bit about you. Where did you get your pedigree from? Where'd you how come from as an artist? How did you get your start, and where did you come up with a love for music?
Well, I've been singing since I can remember.
Knee high to a grasshopper, yeah.
Yeah. But actually, I was super shy when I was younger, believe it or not.
Mm-hmm.
And my friends always used to hear me sing. And I turned 19, and they brought me to a karaoke bar, and I sang a song, and everybody gave me a standing ovation. So I was like, maybe I could do this.
Well, that's cool. And, what was the song?
I think it was There You'll Be by Faith Hill.
True to form. Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, continue. I interrupted. I apologize.
That's okay. Yeah, so then I played a bit of guitar before that happened, and I just started playing more guitar, and then trying to go out and sing and play wherever I could around town. And then I met my producer, Barry Mathers, and we started recording songs, and actually a bunch of my songs were recorded in Nashville. So that's how I started with that. And then, yeah, it just kind of went from there. And it's been really good to me.
Well, that's amazing. That's amazing. So how's it been? How did you get into Glacier FM? How did you wander over to them?
It's my tracker, my international tracker got me on there.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Well, they loved Rowdy Girl on there. Are you going to try to get any of the other cuts up on Glacier FM, or are you going Stardom now is in the future, so you don't need us poor little indie people anymore?
Yes, I do. Actually, I thought they grabbed I Don't Need the Drama, but I'll have to ask her what happened with that.
Okay.
But I would love for them to play it.
Well, quite frankly, if we get enough views of this thing, I think they're going to have to play it, because that's exactly what I'm going to end this episode with. Is I Don't Need the Drama, because you have a great video. I was loving watching that. With did you know everybody in that video? Is those all your neighbors and friends?
Yeah, they're all my friends.
Well, there's one old guy in the bar that you're shooting in there that's got a big old grin on his face. So I had assumed that you had to know him, because he seems to be having a grand old time in that shot.
Oh, yeah. Is that the one with the cowboy hat?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that's my boyfriend.
Well, there you go. Well, then let's do this. Let's get to that track. I don't want the drama. And we're going to play that right now. And the Miss Hiedi Hyacinth is coming here next year, folks. But if you're up in Canada and you want to get into the bars this year, she's going to be in all the wine and brewery tours. So make sure you check her out. Check her out on Spotify. She's got about just over 100 or so of followers on Spotify. She's got a phenomenal presence on YouTube. And she's going to be going. She's going to be doing this. So check her out. But before we do that, here she is. I Don't Want the Drama. Hiedi Hyacinth, play it.
I like my downtime, my me time, pour a little Chardonnay time. I got my show on, my chill on, feet up on a Tuesday night, but now my phone's lighting up, all because the sky fell down again. Your half-empty glass is killing my buzz. Ain't doing this again, 'cause I don't need the drama. It's just getting in my way. Every little thing you blow it up. Need to do something
Charted Life, we want to help you get more business. And we get great success, but you don't have to take my word for it.
A highly attuned interviewer, he asked detailed questions that brought out the best in both myself and my books. With a natural ability to connect with and put people at ease that is quite charming, I found him knowledgeable, professional and fun to engage with. I highly recommend him in this capacity.
His knowledge and ability in the area of videography and online interviewing is excellent, and I would highly recommend him in this capacity.
If you are looking for the perfect interview opportunity, don't hesitate to get in touch with him. It was one of the best experiences I have had as an interviewee, and I've spoken with at least 8 other people. If you have further questions about Chris's podcast, please reach out. I have the best things to say.
If you would like my help in creating a promotional video for your business, call today, 252-617-3792, or email me, info@thechartedlife.net. So for this week's takeaway, I want to talk a little bit about genres. We cover them all here at the Indie Wave, whether it's rock, R&B, country, or even, as you'll see next week, the big band scene. It's amazing how many flavors of music are out there and how many talented souls are up on the stage singing their guts out each weekend, all with the hopes of bringing us a little happiness and a touch of music. If you're an artist who does this, I want to thank you for doing all that you do, whether it's at the state fair or in the bars and taverns, or even at the coffee houses or the club scene. But if you're one of those folks who loves music the way I do, you never miss the chance to hear a new band or a new singer perform for a crowd. And if you're really lucky, you every once in a while find an artist who really speaks to you and who sings the right words in the right key with the rhythm that you can get behind, and you fall in love with them. And that artist is right there on the spot. It's a special thing when you connect with a performer who really gets your blood moving, and when it happens, you'll never forget it. I can only imagine being one of those lucky people who first heard Gordon Lightfoot sing and said to themselves, I love this guy. But, it must have happened. And this week we lost him. And no one will ever again hear him tell the tale of the Edmund Fitzgerald live ever again. But someone is going to see Hiedi Hyacinth, and they're going to feel the same way about her as that guy did about Gordon Lightfoot. And the circle will have remained unbroken. So listen in to every new artist you hear. Tune into this podcast each week, because you never know when you'll find that special performer who makes you fall in love with their music. And that's the takeaway for this week. Well, it's time to call it a day. Big thanks to Hiedi Hyacinth for taking the time out of her busy schedule to join us for a few moments. And big thanks goes out to Glacier FM for giving us the introduction. Remember to like this page and subscribe to this show on YouTube, Spotify, Google, and everywhere else you catch great podcasts. You can hear us every week at 2 p.m. Eastern Time on Glacier FM Radio, and of course everywhere else I just mentioned. And I'm going to leave you today with a few bars of The Wreck of the Fitzgerald in honor of the great Gordon Lightfoot, who left us this past week at the age of 84. Wherever you might be, good sir, I hope you're enjoying some great music. Thank you for sharing it with us for the last 8 decades. And from all of us at the Indie Wave, have a listen, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.
The legend lives on from the Chippewa on down of the big lake they call Gitchagumi. The lake, it is said, never gives up her dead when the skies of November turn gloomy. With a load of iron ore, 26,000 tons more than the Edmund Fitzgerald weighed empty. That good ship and true was a bone to be chewed when the gales of November came early. The ship was the pride of the American side, coming back from some mill in Wisconsin. As the big freighters go, it was bigger than most, with a crew and good captain well seasoned, concluding some terms with a couple of steel firms when they left fully loaded for Cleveland. Then later that night when the ship's bell rang, could it be the north wind they'd been feeling?